Hi, I'm Alan McInally, former professional football player and Sky Sports Soccer Saturday pundit, and welcome to BetSafe's Week 4 Premier League preview with myself and ex-Arsenal and Manchester City striker Paul Dickov as usual. Coming to you ahead of Manchester's most anticipated derby. Can't wait for Saturday morning. In such a long time, of course, the renewed rivalry of Pep Guardiola and Jose Mourinho. Stay tuned as well as we preview. We also share the McInally and Dickov treble. We've hit the bar a couple of times. Well, I have.
Nah, I've blazed over.
Yeah, you blazed over. Mind you, his treble last week was about 8 billion to 1. We'll get to that in a minute, which will hopefully will boost your sportsbook wallet with BetSafe. And of course, BetSafe, the official betting partner of Premier League giants Manchester City, and we also have the best odds and City offers throughout the season. I've given you them from the start of the season, I'll give you them again. Man City season offer, this is a belter. Score, draw, refund. BetSafe will guarantee your money back if you have a bet on any City final score, and you get your money back if it ends in a score draw. City to win the Premier League and Champions League, still 49 to 1. Unsurprisingly, but maybe this is the one you want to be on before the weekend. City to do the league double over United, 5 to 1. And of course, for this weekend we have Manchester Derby boost. And it's a good one as well. Ibrahimovic, Sterling or Stones to score first, 5 to 2. Stones, Sterling and Ibrahimovic, any of them to score first, 5 to 2. Best price, BetSafe. I might have a little bit of that. Let's go straight into our treble this week, and obviously we'll speak about some of the results from last week, which we did quite well actually last week. The first one in your treble, you're going to go for West Ham.
West Ham against Watford.
One thing, sorry to interrupt, Payet back in the team.
Massive for them, and you know we were. I mean, it seems ages ago now. We were at the Etihad.
Yeah, absolutely.
Where West Ham's second half gave City a right good game, and I just think having Payet back, you know. They need to win as well. You know, both teams have only got, I think it's a point at the first 3 games, and you don't want to get cut adrift too much at this time of the season. And the way they performed at the Etihad, I just think West Ham will get the first win.
Well, certainly second. I'll give you the odds right now. West Ham 13 to 5. They draw 13 to 5, and Watford are a big 17 to 5. So you're getting over 3.5 on Watford. Could you make a case for Watford at all?
Just the front two.
Well, let's see. Well, last week they got beat 3-1 by Arsenal, didn't they?
Yeah, and I actually backed them. So
yeah, you did. Of course, yeah, that's right. That was Paul's treble last week.
3-0 down.
Yeah.
Gallo and Troy Deeney have to start performing.
Correct.
You know, last season, this first half of the season, they were magnificent. Shot them right up. I think they were in the top 6 for about 9-10 weeks, purely because of A2. But I worry a little bit for Watford this season. You know, they constantly change managers. Yeah. And to be fair to them, previously, when they have changed, they've kicked on again, but I just can't see it happening this time. I
will say as well, 13 to 5 West Ham at home, Payet back is a big BetSafe price, by the way. I think it's a good one for Paul to start on his treble. Second one will go Bournemouth, West Brom. You've gone Bournemouth.
I have.
And of course, they've just signed.
Yep, Jack Wilshere. That's the main reason I've went for them.
I still can't believe he's gone there.
I can't. Not, was it AC Milan and Roma? And
Roma, I think. Like well, the only other thing I'm trying to make a case for it is Eddie Howe is one of the up-and-coming coaches. Yeah. He's been spoken about for big jobs, so maybe it's not a bad idea that he goes and plays under Eddie Howe. I mean, it's a difficult one to look, but I don't know what is he going to learn at Bournemouth. Maybe chasing his tail for an hour.
I think Eddie's first and foremost, he's a player's manager. You know, you speak to a lot of the guys that are there. And playing week in and week out, but more importantly the ones that aren't playing, he knows how to handle them and get the best out of them. Yeah. Now with Jack, he probably feels turning down AC Milan and Roma, which is crazy to go to Bournemouth. We wouldn't have said that 2-3 years ago.
No, absolutely.
But playing Premier League football is probably the big thing for him, and getting a run of games in this league. And the reason I went for Bournemouth, tough place to go, the fans are right on top of you, and I think the boost that Jack's going to give them, and how they play as well, because they play football. Yeah. Jack will get more of the ball in a Bournemouth team than he's ever seen in the last 18 months.
I think he's got a new little baby as well. I don't know if there's something to do with that, not going abroad, etc, etc. Listen, there'll be loads of reasons that we don't know about, but well done to Bournemouth, paying his wages. Fantastic. £2 million for the year. The biggest problem I've got with the Bournemouth thing, or certainly on the Arsenal side, maybe we'll get to that, is why let him go for a year? What if he's flying after 2 months and Arsenal can't get him back?
Amazed if they pick up and Arsenal have got a history of picking up a lot of injuries. Yeah. You know, surely you would have thought, and I know they can't call him back now, you could have done in January.
Crazy stuff. West Brom is the team they play. Bournemouth 11 to 10, draw 23 to 10 on BetSafe. West Brom 29 to 10. They're not a team I mean, I think you could give 4s, 5s for West Brom. Are they scoring a lot of goals away from home? They never did last year.
They're not scoring goals full stop at the minute, you know, and they've kept Berahino now. So which is going to start playing him? That's the big point. Or is he going to keep him sitting? I don't know if you've seen his face last week.
Yeah, he was miserable.
Sitting on the bench, miserable, you know. And they've got to start getting him firing and scoring goals. You know, I said at the very start before we'd done our first preview before the season started that I worry for West Brom this year.
Swansea versus Chelsea. Paul's third one is, I was going to say Swansea there. Chelsea. What we got? It's at Swansea, down in Wales. Swansea 14-3, draw 33-10. Chelsea a little bit of odds on at 3-5.
Yeah, Chelsea are strong. We keep saying it every week. Costa's back scoring, causing trouble as well.
Causing trouble. I like the causing trouble bit.
I do. I think it's great. Winds people up, and that's when he's at his best.
Are you happy with the way Conte started things at life at Chelsea?
Yeah, 3 games, 3 wins.
Yeah,
you know, bringing David Luiz in, is he going to go to a back 3 now? You know, that's always been his preferred system when he was at Juve. Italy, we all seen it in the Euros. He wants to play with a back 3, and I think David Luiz, as much as he can be calamity at times, I think playing in the middle of a back 3 with 2 experienced, John Terry, Gary Cahill either side, you could actually see the best of him there.
David Luiz, £30 million. They did make 20 million in 2 years, but I said on television on Sky Sports that I think there's another 19 teams will be thinking, I can get him, we'll catch him.
And that's why I think if he plays him in a 4, I think they could struggle defensively.
I'll ask you a direct question then, genuinely here, did Conte sign him, or did the club sign him being Mr. Abramovich? I don't see him as a Conte signing. If you go Bonucci, Chiellini, help me, Barzagli, which was his main 3 in the Euros, David Luiz couldn't be further away from the 3 of them.
No, I couldn't, but they 3 they're exceptional defenders.
Yeah, true.
You know, and there was talk that they'd went for 3 or 4 before that, and he was possibly the last resort to bring in, which is, you know, been a bit derogatory on David Luiz there.
He'll probably be fantastic, won't he?
I like him, but he's either got to play in front of the back 4 or play in a back 3, because I think he's just an accident waiting to happen if he plays in a 4.
Maybe Conte might be the man to get the best out of David Luiz second time around. Chelsea to win 3-1, 25-2. Chelsea to win 2-1, 31-4. So it's quite good. Now on to the big stuff. Oh, sorry, I should remind you. Remember the Dickov treble, Chelsea, West Ham and Bournemouth to win 13-2.
That's not bad.
By the way, I think I might just have a little bit of that myself, genuinely. So 13-2 for Paul's treble. And remember, if you're a new customer and want the treble, take it with a £10 bet and you will get £20 offer free. It's a no-brainer. £10 on the Dickov or the McInally treble and you'll get £20 back. The McInally treble. I've gone for Burnley to beat Hull.
Yeah, Hull will be difficult though, won't they?
I'm thinking Burnley at home. They've already had a good result against Liverpool. I know they got beat last week by Chelsea, but again, home advantage with Chelsea is a big thing. And I'm just hoping that, you know, Sean can revive against a team. To be fair, at Hull, it was quite a tough one. I was looking for value.
More than that. I fancy Burnley myself, big man. Hull will be so difficult to play against. They showed that against Man United.
There's a good start.
2 wins out of 3 and the only defeat was against Man United.
Correct, that's Hull City.
You know, and that was in the 92nd minute. They defended unbelievably well. Burnley bringing in Jeff Hendrick, who I'm surprised a few other Premier League clubs didn't.
Good player, isn't he?
He's a good, and has been for the last 2 or 3 years.
Did he not score with the Republic?
Scored the Republic next
in the week against Serbia.
Well. Yeah. Good player. And you know, we say the same thing about Sean's teams all the time. They're so organised, everybody knows what they're doing, and they've got some good players in there.
Incidentally, just on BetSave, Burnley and Hull both to be relegated is just a little shades of odds on 11-13. I don't know whether that might be. It's a tough one to call that one. Would they both go down? Incidentally, the Burnley 4-3, the draw 9-4. Might be popular, the draw. Hull still outside of the game at 7-3. I just fancy because the game's at Burnley now.
Yeah, and as you say, right, like the Liverpool game, you know, they were fantastic in Liverpool, something like 80% possession, but it means nothing.
I mean, I'm picking Burnley, but it's hard to pick holes in what Hull have done already.
They've been brilliant, and Mick Phelan, you know, can't believe they've still not given the job as well.
Yeah, I know, yeah, absolutely.
You know, caretaker manager wins his first 2 games, narrowly gets beaten Man United. Players love him, sets them up well, and they're playing decent football. Just give them the job.
I've gone for Bournemouth as well, incidentally.
Yeah.
So I just think because of the Wiltshire signing, etc., they might be bouncing down there. So that's one we've already spoken about. Third one for me, so the first one is Burnley, my second one will be Bournemouth. My third one is Everton to go to Sunderland. David Moyes is old. Well, I think he's bought well. I think they've still got to click And I just think they're getting Sunderland at a good time to start the season.
Yeah, Sunderland made a lot of signings in the window, but it's going to take a while for them to gel together. It's going to take a while for them as well, and a lot of people not mentioned about Moyes. You know, he only went in a couple of weeks before the start of the season.
Exactly.
You know, not his players, didn't necessarily know what players he wanted to sign because what was happening with Big Sam in England. And it's going to be a struggle for them.
I just see Everton scoring, as in I was going to say they're going to score more than Sunderland.
Yeah.
I think that, but I just don't see Sunderland being rock solid enough at the back to stop Everton having more chances than they will have.
And being at Sunderland as well, their fans will want them to really go at them.
Absolutely.
And I think on the counter with Balassi, obviously Lukaku up there, you know, they two could really take Everton onto that next level where they want to go. A lot of investment, but I think Balassi's one of the, I know it's a lot of money, but one of the signings for me of the season.
And well, I'm looking for him to be the star in my treble, hopefully. Sunderland 13-5, they draw 13-5, and Everton 21-20. I think it's stealing money this time, and that is the McInally treble, which is 10-1.
Hey, both of us, mate.
10-1. Listen, I'll probably never ever say this on Bet Save preview for the Premier League, but I think Dickov might have smashed it this time.
Absolutely.
I think you might be on it. Anyway, Paul's is 13-2, and the McInally treble, which is Burnley, Bournemouth, and Everton, is 10-1. And I will remind you, if you're a new customer and you want either of our trebles on BetSafe, if you have a £10 bet, we will give you a £20 welcome offer. You have nothing to lose. Rest of the fixtures, let's just go straight into it. Saturday morning, Manchester United against Manchester City. Everybody will talk about the rivalry between the two managers.
Absolutely, but living in the area as you do as well, up in the northwest, the whole place is absolutely buzzing for this, and that's been since the fixtures came out, 6 weeks ago. There's so many different subplots in it. Obviously there's Mourinho, Guardiola thing, Ibrahimovic. It's well known that. Yeah,
of course, him and Pep didn't get on greatly.
Don't get on at all. The way City style of play versus United style of play. The one thing, obviously I'm going to have my City hat on all day long. The one thing that worries me about United is physically they're a big team, whereas City aren't. Is Bravo going to make his debut in a derby?
Of course,
big call.
Does home advantage play a massive, in this particular fixture?
I think the biggest advantage for me is Sergio Aguero not playing.
That is a real. I mean, he's a silly boy, isn't he? I can't say that he shouldn't have been banned because it's a bad challenge.
It is. My only gripe with it is whether he elbowed him, whether he done it, whether he caught him, whether he not. It's the whole thing that's going on about it. I can't believe that Andre Marner's not seen it.
Yeah, he probably should have. Well, he's not going to be playing. Does that mean young Ian Acho has an opportunity to shine?
It looks like it. And the kids, I've spoken about him a lot. The kids are proper talent. You know, he scored an unbelievable goal for Nigeria during the week as well. I think he's got the record of last season most goals per minute of any Premier League player. Yeah, I know he came off the bench and scored a lot. But it'll be a big ask for him going in there, and it's. We're all talking about Ibra, we're talking about John Stones, all the big signings, Nolito, Gundogan, Sane, are they going to play Paul Pogba? You've got Rashford as well. I was just about to say to you, we can't not talk about City's young players and not say Rashford. He gets put in the under 21, scores a hat-trick, and does he play him? Does he throw him straight in? Does he stick with Ibrahimovic and Rooney? Yeah, I suppose tactics will be a big thing as well. Rashford can also play wide, you know, in his pace. And you know, and Mourinho tactically is very good, and he'll know how Pep will play with the City wanting the full-backs to come into midfield. Yeah. So he'll be looking at them wide with pace. I mean, I know a lot of people want to speak about the Guardiola Mourinho thing, but I think it takes a back seat because I think this will be one, because the players that are available and not available, I think the tactics are absolutely vital in this to determine where the points go. Spot on. And one, I've got a sneaky feeling, you know, they're talking about Gundogan, Vincent Kompany and Leroy Sané have all trained this week. Oh, have they? And Leroy Sané can play through the middle. True. I know it'll be harsh on Kelechi and Nacho to leave him out because of what he's done, but I just feel that with Sané's pace through the middle could cause United a lot of problems. Must be a nice problem to have for Pep Guardiola and for Mourinho as well, after all, with whatever they've brought in. Sterling's been good. I can't believe I'm saying that now, but, well, did you just say that there? Yeah, listen, the first half against Bournemouth, he was, I think the whole team were brilliant, but they did struggle a bit in the second half. But Sterling still had a very good start of the season, isn't he? He's just, his whole body language from when he goes out in the pitch to when he comes off, it's completely different from what it was last year. Obviously helps scoring goals. You know, I think he's already got 4 or 5 assists, 3 goals, which is, I think, more than what he got the whole of last season. Exactly. And it's purely because he's got a manager And I think Pep's went in there and he's went to him, look, you've got Silva, you've got De Bruyne, and there's you. And you're going to be one of the main men.
Well, I'll get your prediction in just a moment. I'll just remind everybody, anytime goal scorer, this is one that I really like actually, because I actually had David Silva anytime last week, and I still can't believe he didn't score. Ibrahimovic 65, unsurprisingly. Rashford 3-2 if he gets a start or even plays. Rooney 11-6, Nolito 11-5, De Bruyne 5-2, big price. Sterling 3-1, obviously got his first goal against City last week. Pogba 5-2, I'll give you 20s, he's never going to score. United 40, United 43, the draw 23-10, City 23-10. So United are just favourites.
I think purely because...
Are you just going to have the City hat on and say City win?
Sergio, last 9 derbies, got 8 goals. Now that's massive in big games.
Big miss.
A lot of them are decided by the odd goal.
Correct.
I think if you ask both managers, I think Pep would probably be the happiest with a point.
Yeah, I do as well.
Neither of them will want to lose their 100% record and go 3 points behind the other one, because the league out this year, you can't afford to lose too many games. It's not going to be like last year.
Do you not think Mourinho might be happy with it? I know they...
Deep down, I think both of them will take a point right now.
Me too, I'm exactly there. That's why I think 23-10 the draw on BetSave is a standout, stick-out bet.
I wanted to put City in my treble, purely because of my City.
And remember, the boosted first goal scorer offer, Ibrahimovic, Sterling or Stones to score first, 5-2 on BetSafe.
What is fantastic, I think it's going to be a score draw, which is the City bet.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. And remember, that's the season offer. Remember, if you decide to have a score bet on the City game and it finishes a score draw, then you get your money back. So if that's the case, then Paul is sending you in the right direction. A couple more games to just talk about, get through them quite quickly. Borough against Palace.
Palace are struggling, aren't they?
Well, Borough drew 0-0. That was one of my treble. We watched the game before the Man City game. I need Borough for my treble, and they drew 0-0 against West Brom.
I know, and look, they'll have a chance with being up at Middlesbrough. They've started the season really well. I
think home advantage would be massive. Palace, I was there a couple of weeks ago. They're a little bit disappointing. I know they've lost a couple of players, brought a couple in, etc. And I know that the investment in the club has been pretty good, and obviously spent a lot of money in Benteke. I just think it's quite a lot.
A lot of money in Benteke, but I think Lloyd Remy's a great signing for him.
Good signing.
On loan. Scores goals wherever he's been, not necessarily the run of games. And the main man for me at Middlesbrough is Negredo.
Yeah, he is.
You know, he's been on fire at the start of the season. I could see that being a draw, big one. I really could.
23-20, the draw 21-10, so just over 2s. Palace 5-2. It's a big price if you're a Palace fan, thinking they could go up to Middlesbrough and cause them a problem. Won't be the best game in the world, but just because it's at home for Borough, I think I might go. Stoke against Tottenham. That's hard for me, this one. Genuinely, I didn't touch it because I was like, I don't know. Because Stoke haven't started yet.
Stoke need a win.
Yeah.
The performances have been good, but how many times you see it's okay saying that it's going to come because we're playing well, it's going to come because we're playing well. It doesn't.
No.
You know, sometimes, and Mark Hughes guarantee you will take a poorer performance if he can get a result.
Absolutely. Got beat last week, Stoke 1-0 by Everton.
Yeah, 1 point at the first 3 games.
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it?
It's only so long you can keep saying you're unlucky. I fancy Tottenham in that one.
If you were throwing it in, I wouldn't. Stoke 17-5, we draw 13-5, and Spurs are 13-15. Just a little bit of odds on, and good news for Spurs fans out there. Eriksen has signed a 4-5-year contract. Deal. Sensational football player. Arsenal Southampton. You tipping against Arsenal again?
Not this time. What was it, 3-0 up?
I think they might struggle a little bit, Southampton, this year. I haven't been particularly impressed so far with the start that they've made.
No, and I think there's only so often you can start pulling rabbits out the hats. They've done it under Pochettino, they've done it under Koeman, and I think they're going to find it really tough, not just on Saturday but all season. He's
brought a couple of new players in, Wenger, hasn't he? Mustafa's come in to try and be, better at the back, Arsenal for sure.
I think he's a great signing. Just amazed they didn't do it 6 weeks ago.
Well, last year.
Yeah. It is. You look at the Liverpool game and you've conceded 4 goals.
I still think they missed their opportunity last year to win the league, Arsenal. Because I just don't think they'll do it this year because everybody else is just that little bit stronger.
Yeah, they are, but 2 good signings, and I can see Arsenal winning that 3 or 4.
Unsurprisingly, Arsenal 70-12 odds on, draws 31-10, 3-1 in Southampton. If you want them, they're over 5, 51-10. There'll be some result for Southampton to get anything there. I must admit, I go with Paul along. Liverpool against Leicester, Mr. Klopp against Mr. Ranieri.
I think it's a tough one to call. I thought Leicester, last couple of games have looked more back to their what they were last year.
They've spent money, Paul. They've spent big money.
Yeah.
And brought in players, to be honest, that not every day will be genuinely the O'Fay exactly who they know who they are.
No, they are, but that's one of the reasons I won the league last year.
Yeah, true.
Before that, they were bringing in players that people were saying, "Oh, who are they?" Then you look at Mahrez, you look at Drinkwater, you look at Vardy, of course, and it depends how Liverpool set up. If Liverpool go after Leicester, they're going to have to be really careful because with Musa, Vardy, Mahrez on the break, they'll cause anybody else.
Funnily enough, the boys at BetSafe are giving it Liverpool big time, 8-13, really heavy odds on Liverpool. Draw 17-5 and Leicester 43-10. Oh, what's that? 92. It's a big price for Leicester because you can't exactly say that Liverpool are absolutely fly.
Defensively as well, you know, we just spoke about the front three at Leicester. But I can see a lot of goals. So I think. Is
the expectancy on Liverpool too much that everybody will be thinking, well, Klopp did good last year, should they be in the top 4 this year?
I think they should.
Because if they're in the top 4, by the way, 8-13 is a steal price because you're expecting them to beat Leicester then.
I think Liverpool fans and Liverpool themselves will be expected to be in the top 4. You know, I'm
going to pin you on this, Liverpool or Leicester?
I'm going to go for my old team. I'm going to go for Leicester.
Yeah, I thought you might.
I just think on the break they could cause Liverpool all sorts of problems.
I think they'll cause everybody a lot of problems this week. We're nearly there. Remember, the treble, Dickov treble is Chelsea, West Ham, Bournemouth, all to win at 13-2. And the McInally treble is Burnley, Bournemouth and Everton to win at 10-1. And remember, Ibrahimovic, Stones and Sterling to score in the Manchester derby, 5-2 for them to score. I gave you all the prices earlier on. And if you're a new customer, remember, bet 10 in our treble, we will give you 20 straight back. My thanks to Paul Dickov. Good luck to everybody on BetSafe. Enjoy the Manchester derby. In fact, enjoy the whole weekend. I've been Alan McInally. He's Paul Dickov. Thanks for watching. And we'll see you next week for the Premier League preview on BetSafe.